Oh, I'm first.
Oh crap.
Yay, I'm last!
I've never been first before.
Ha! It's a first for everything.
I feel honored.
Oh, that was great.
This sounds like fun.
You should have been there. Oh wait, we are.
I'm waiting for us to
What are you
like fall
talking
into a different dimension, and Aaron's gonna be like, "You're in my world now."
Oh, is the Popo's training? Is it Popo's training?
Ooh.
Wait,
Ooh,
did you say
Jesus,
die
that's a
5
good-
times? Did you
hard
wait?
one.
Wait, did you die?
Yes, yes you
What
did.
the fuck?
Till you actually die, like, what?
Wait, so
Yes.
I'll die.
I'm so
I'll
confused.
die, but I won't die. Okay, I get it. There's dead and there's dead in this scenario.
Yes, so you either relive
So,
the same day every day, or you die 5 times a day, not knowing which time you die will be your last death.
okay, I'm gonna throw my output. So this is like the ReZero form of death. That's not permanent until something.
Oh, you've actually seen
yeah.
that anime. Okay.
Yes, I have. It's quite interesting, by the way. Anyway, this is.
Oh Jesus! Now I don't want to be first.
Nope, you start
I
first
was
because
like, wow,
nope.
this is such a huge honor. Then he throws this question out. I'm like, oh.
This is not an honor anymore. This is no longer an honor. He's been dishonored.
You see, this was what I mean. Like when we went into like Rich's Shadow Realm. This is it.
Can I play a card
You
game?
activated his trap card.
Actually, no one's activated the trap card yet.
You know, I'm actually leaning towards the die 5 times a day, just because I feel like that living the same day over and over again is just gonna be really boring. I mean, yeah, there'll be some cool things I can do, but I just feel like I would get bored of it until the day I died. So, I
don't like
yeah.
thinking.
Such an intense question.
So yeah, I'm gonna go with die 5 times a day because just for at least I'll actually progress. It's a really hard question, but that's what I'm leaning towards. I'd rather do neither, but you gotta pick one. Yes.
Nope, it's salty.
I'm third.
Nope. Wow,
Okay, I do have one question though.
Can't answer.
Do we get to choose the day that we get to live over and over, or is it just the current one in time? You know, I think I would like to wait. I think I would like to relive the same day over and over. Wait. That's not the final answer. That's not the final answer. I'm not locking that in. Okay. Just because I'm just questions.
Is he actually gonna explain?
Yes, but you gotta give me a minute. Okay. You said we get to relive the same day over and over. Does that mean the same thing is gonna happen every day, or is it something that we can change?
In my eyes, I feel like that you could change because
So
you
that's
know
against
you live
our.
the same
So
day over
that's
and over.
so that's against our. Okay. If this is against how we've. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna live the same day twice. Yeah, live the same day over and over.
Same day twice.
Shut up. We're already established I can't speak. Oh god, if there's a speaking question.
This entire thing is speaking. You were, as the French say, les screwed.
Yes. I'm locking that in.
I would rather live the same day over and over again. I mean, come on. Have you guys seen the movie Groundhog's Day?
Nope.
Imagine the possibilities and the
Nope.
things that you can do within. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You haven't
Wow.
seen Groundhog's Day.
I thought
I've
for
never
sure Val
seen
would have
it.
seen it.
You never seen
I mean,
it.
I'm not really big into comedies, and it's a comedy, right?
It's Bill Murray. It has some comedy that it also has seriousness, but Groundhog Day. All right, I gotta explain this. Bill Murray
I got the
gets
gist of it.
trapped. He gets trapped in Groundhog Day, and he relives the same day over and over and over again. And he has committed suicide. He has learned how to do ice sculptures. He learned how to play the piano. And he learned the people of the town. And he can say and do whatever he wants because it's the same day. Everybody forgets it the next day. Only he remembers it. I mean, yeah, he had bouts of depression, so he went and saw a therapist, so he can openly talk about it, whatever and everything. He had a one-night stand with someone one time and everything else, and then he got to know this girl that he liked and made a checklist of what she liked and what she didn't like, and almost had a perfect date with her. I mean, living the same day over and over again. I mean, also, there's the Supernatural episode where Sam and Dean are reliving the same day over and over again, and Dean keeps dying, and so Sam tries to prevent Dean's death. I mean, yeah, it's kind of messed up, but come on. I mean, you have whole conversations memorized, and I don't know, it used to be a lot of fun. I mean, yeah, initially,
Gossiping, the
it
episode
would
when
be
Sam
fun, and then
felt
it would get
so
boring.
defeated.
Do what? Oh, sorry, I wasn't listening.
Sam ended up figuring out how to break it, but I mean, come on, a Groundhog Day type scenario, and I get to relive it, and the day that I don't relive it is the day I know that I'm gonna die. I mean, come on.
But wait, it said until the day you died, so you still age.
So
Would so
no,
in other people's mind, only one day's passing, but won't have seemed kind of weird. Like one day you're just like 20 something, and the next day they come and see you as like an 80-year-old man.
Damn kids! You fucking internet!
No, but here's the fascinating thing. Here's the fascinating thing about it all. Even in Groundhog's Day, they did the math and broke it down. I think he was in there for like years, and he didn't age a single day himself either.
So what you're saying is, even though the question states until the day you died, technically you would never die if you just relive this day over and over again.
I'm
Right.
reliving the same day until my body finally gives out on itself.
Huh.
It's not saying that I'm aging. I relive the same day over and over until I die. I'm reliving the same day, which means I have to say the same age and everything. Because it will be breaking the rule if I age.
Unless he does something stupid to cause death, then he's safe.
Well, no, even in Groundhog's Day, where he relived the same day over and over again, he went off a cliff into a mine area they were with, in a truck with the groundhog, and woke up. He even jumped out of a bell tower and woke up the next day. Or relived the same day. He tried to commit suicide to get out of it, but it didn't let him until he finally figured out what he needed to do to get out of it. So, yes,
Oh,
there's my answer.
Jesus!
I know, kinda messed up.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I am feeling this
So,
hard.
I love, like, let me say first, I love that we always, at least once in this video, say open to interpretation. Because that way it's like, oh, it's open to our interpretation. I would probably go with...
No! Oh my god! I'm so sorry.
Probably...
She hasn't even died yet once.
Probably like dying 5 times a day. Probably. And because that's what I'm going with. Die 5 times a day. Because I am essentially like anybody afraid of death. And so if I did it 5 times a day, I probably wouldn't be afraid anymore. And I could like progress and age. So yeah. I'll die.
So yours is more of a way
I'll
to
die.
conquer fear.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm about to lose this mission.
Let's see,
Anything to make me a better person, I guess. I feel like
Yeah.
living the same day over and over would be, I wouldn't grow as much as I would if I conquered my fear.
Well, another the main reason why I also picked why I didn't want to die 5 times daily is those around me would become numb to the fact that I'm dying. So when I actually became dead,
It's like,
they would be anticipating coming back. The emotion would be gone.
Race all over again.
There's even the myth in Greek mythology of Prometheus being tied up and how he had to die once a day for the rest of the day, for the rest of his life. Imagine him being around loved ones where he died every day. They would just get used to it until he was actually dead, and then they wouldn't know what to do. And yet the death factor would still, the shock and the grief would probably still be there, but they'd be numb to it until it actually hit.
Yeah, and I get that, but like, I kind of wonder also how many like deaths I would be able to like go through. Like, how many ways would I be able to die? And like, I don't know. It just seems more interesting.
Your life
me.
becomes 1,000 ways to die.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I could be 1,000 Ways to Die, the TV show, just myself. I love that show.
And then one day you end up dying 6 times.
Yeah. And then I'm gone. But it would
Like, well,
answer...
that's-
It would answer my question of what... Like, you would have to go through some sort of, like, reincarnation process. So, like, where does your soul go, like, if you die? I would know that. I wouldn't be afraid anymore.
Yeah.
What if it's just like you died and then you immediately got back up? Which is like, oh.
Like, respawning in a video game?
Yeah, you're only dead for like a few seconds. You go.
I think it'd be cool. It'd be like I was in a video game, like, respawning.
Yeah, but going back to what Salt was saying about Ray Zero, though, you're probably going to feel the pain every time.
Oh, by the way, I sent you a link. You need to watch that after this.
Okay.
Me?
That video is
No.
what started me watching that season, by the way.
Oh, okay. I'll watch it after.
These are hard.
What? You thought it was gonna be simple on on episode 5 or part 5?
Maybe.
Would you take this? Would you take this
Oh,
for
wait.
a math
Hold
question?
up.
Oh,
Now I'm
wait.
thinking about it.
I
Cyborg
forgot
or
who my
android?
friends are.
We're sadistic, mentally.
See, this is the crap we get thrown from the guy who doesn't speak a lot.
I knew this was gonna be bad.
Turns out, every time he's silent, he's just in a deep conversation with him. If I go with the android... does your mind still deteriorate? Even though it's being placed inside a body that can technically live forever?
Well, that raises a lot of questions about all that stuff. In your cognitive functions. In the current season of The Flash, DeVoe's cognitive function and its rationale is deteriorating because he has transferred consciousness now 3 times currently where I'm at in The Flash.
Spoilers.
Just a wee bit.
Just either way would deteriorate? I don't know, damn, this is a really hard question. Because at first I was about to be like, Cyborg, definitely. Because I could actually be like Cyborg from Teen Titans. But then I was thinking like, but if I could go Android, I still could have a cannon for an arm.
Or you can think of it about it. You can be like Cade 6.
Ooh!
If...
I like that's what sold me on the idea. It's just like Cade.
I'm a simple kind of man. When I see Cade 6, I hit that like button.
I don't know yet. I'm still wary on it. The Cade sold me a lot, but I'm still thinking about, okay, could this be this day and age? Will I just be outcast from all other humanity because I'm an android?
Yes.
Will I just be inferior in some way? Like, I'm thinking through, like, how's this going to affect me in my life? Oh, I could actually... Would I actually be stronger if I had a robot body?
What are you talking about?
I'm thinking about how it's going to help me in my life.
He's reevaluating.
Don't think for the future. Think for the now. Live for the moment.
Never mind, I'll go with Android.
Woo! Just kidding.
He's like, screw it, everybody group up.
And make him choose. Okay, so yeah, that's my answer, Android.
Bananas. No.
Wrong answer. Try again.
Okay.
Yeah, that's actually what I was gonna go with as Android, and I really don't have a reason this time. Mainly because the only thing that comes to mind when I think of Android is the Dragon Ball Z Abridged. That's the only thing that comes to mind when I think of Android.
There's also data from Star Trek: The Next Generation as well. That's another android.
Which android from Star Trek?
Data.
Oh yeah, Data.
Data. Data. You know, whatever.
Data.
I'm
pretty sure both are right.
It's English language. Is it preface or preface?
Preface? Anyway, yeah.
Alright, I guess it's my turn now. I'm gonna be the oddball and go cyborg.
Why?
Why? Come on.
Why?
Cyborg and Android is pretty much have the same functionality. The only difference is Android is... Here's the problem though with Androids. Will you be able to receive an upgrade? Because if the answer is no, then you're stuck with that current model. Have you not been paying attention to tech? The software updates every year or every few years, and you take a look at consoles. Every 6 years, there's a new one that comes out, and so same thing will be happening with Androids. They'll be phasing out, unlike cyborgs, where it's a human. I'm pretty sure you get yourself the implants and get yourself upgraded, and yet you still may be viewed as an outsider, regardless of which one you choose. But come on. I have the same functions, but I still get to keep my mind intact with my body and still have somewhat of a body. Besides, Cyborg from Teen Titans, he's just so cool. Why would I want to put myself as a android?
I don't know, why not?
Because androids get the typical cliche in sci-fi with androids is that they're emotionless and heartless and all that stuff, and you're all calculated.
Oh damn, I am an android.
You know, with the cyborg, I still have a touch of humanity, so it would be more, people would be more, a little more easier on accepting me a little bit. And besides Cyborg from Teen Titans and even Justice League, I mean, come on, the Booyah
is overrated.
Is not overrated. That is his catchphrase.
Who needs a catchphrase?
Oh! Everyone needs a catch. Freaking All Might. Every good guy needs a catchphrase.
Yeah, Cyborg.
I would like to solve the puzzle, Tom. I'm dead.
That wasn't an option, and it's not your turn. The
options are options are optional.
Options are optional. Did we establish that if we did the android thing, we would live forever?
Well, if anything,
no,
I think we don't live forever.
We don't live forever.
And your mind. And you still have the parts for it to work.
Well, if you think about that, does brain matter age as fast as the body does?
Oh, I know. I didn't go to med school.
I know, but if our brain doesn't age at the same rate, or if our brain could if our brain was connected and it could last so much longer because it didn't have to keep up with the body, well then that would extend your life a lot. But if you were a cyborg, then you could just upgrade all your stuff and live longer too. I think I'm gonna go with cyborg.
Because there's a lot of variabilities with the android, because we're not sure how long the human consciousness can last, and even if the human consciousness can last without the brain's doing its functionality that it needs to.
Yeah, I think that, and also it'd be really cool to, have robotic body parts. Just to be able to, replace them when needed. But technically, we already have that technology.
Yeah, I mean, cyborgs are kind of already a thing, so...
So I think I'd go with that.
Slowly becoming a thing.
But for some reason, my mind went to, oh, if you're a cyborg, you can still feel the warm touch of a loved one. And I was like, oh, damn, that got dark and serious.
Yeah, cyborgs.
Would you rather it be light and jokingly?
Cyborgs still have a human component to them, unlike androids where it's all machines. So, and that does raise the question: would you be able to feel? Ooh, that's another good movie. Ever heard of the Bicentennial Man? So the Robin Williams film.
Which
Do
film?
you just do nothing but watch movies?
I have a life. Bicentennial.
You? Nani?
Nani?
Bicentennial Man takes a similar concept, but it's an android becoming human versus a human becoming an android.
So like that show Becoming Human.
There's a difference. Detroit becomes... wait, the show Becoming Human? Yeah, no, I haven't seen the. No, that's one thing I was clarifying. Yeah, because with Bicentennial Man, the thing that happened, the whole premise is that you have this android, and he wants to become human, and so he goes through this whole process and fights for his rights to become a human. And so they slowly integrate the feelings and all the parts of a human into him. And so he becomes an human, and then at the very end of the film, spoilers, he dies at around 100 or so years old, becoming the first android to become a human.
See, it makes me think of iRobot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With Will Smith.
Conceptually, it's kind of the same thing.
Did any of them actually want to become human? I forget that.
They all wanted the rights to be like a human.
Ah.
We're not getting off topic. You started it.
And now he's finishing it. Well,
That's what happens when you ask a question like this. Now.
I'll take option number B. Yeah, because I ain't going to jail for 4 years. Screw that noise. I mean, if I can keep a straight face, I can probably pull it off.
Use straight face, not gonna happen.
Oh, okay, fine. Thanks for the vote of confidence. But it's just, I'd rather do that than actually go to jail. I mean, yeah, 4 years, it's not forever. That's the good thing, but... Didn't you say it was something before I didn't do?
Said no man ever.
Said the kid from the Polar Express.
I didn't do it.
I did.
Ooh. So, I would rather at least live in fear of something that I did do instead of going away for something I didn't do.
That hurt.
Yeah.
I'm with Renegade on this. If I'm going to go to jail for doing something, I'd rather it be something I've done and not something I'm framed for and didn't do. Yeah, screw that nonsense. And screw this nonsense. But yeah, I would rather do something and then, you know, be paranoid of being caught the entire time than to not do something and get blamed for it. Ha! Get played like a book. But yeah, that's my answer and I'm locking it in.
I don't live by fear.
You sound cocky, mate.
I don't live fearful.
Fearful lives me.
I take life by the horns and make it my bitch.
Whoa, PG-13. Too late.
Isn't that PG-13 these days, though? Really?
It is.
It is, it really is.
And TV-14 shows as well, so...
Fine. PG-10.
PG-10.
No, that's TVPG.
I'm gold!
I mean, we can go for game ratings rated E10.
I'm gold now!
Well, see, they're all saying you're gonna go to jail for 4 years.
Woohoo!
But that doesn't mean I can't. The justice system still has to go through, and there's still a chance where I can prove and fight and fight for my case and fight for it. And so if I do, at least I go down fighting for it.
Sir, there's no loopholes. Just answer the damn question.
This is I'm not saying this is a
loophole. That's what he's trying to do.
I can go down fighting with
pew,
this.
Pew.
I can go down fighting. Unlike you guys, you have to go out and run and hide for the rest of your life and hoping that no one decides to come in.
No one said we had to run and hide. No. We can fight.
You live your life in fear, so in other words, you're going to become paranoid.
I'm already paranoid.
And, you know, if you're so afraid that someone's going to come and find out that you did it, you're going to have to make sure you cover your tracks and everything else. So, and living life in fear is not a fun thing to do.
Or we could just kill them.
Might as well, we're already in too deep.
I know, right?
At this point, you just assumed the position, I get it.
Why am I always the example? Do you ever...
Yeah, because because I can fight for it, and okay, it says 4 years, but I mean I can be in house arrest for 4 years.
But you're going to jail, not house arrest.
They're the same thing.
They're practically neighbors. Woo!
Can you repeat the question? Because I've been thinking about it, but...
Sure.
Oh, I'd probably go to jail for 4 years for somebody or something that I didn't do. Is it like it? But like, is it a friend? Am I like helping somebody not get in trouble?
Leave it to Val to try to do some good in the situation.
And then you got us,
and
then you have us, which will just take it and make things worse if it comes to that decision. Woohoo, teamwork.
So, you know, going off of this, our friends Saul and Renegade did something, and we get caught, and we're the ones that get the fall for it because they're the ones that did
we can play it on that situation.
Exactly.
Because we don't get caught for it. We get away. I didn't think about that.
Getting away with murder.
Oh, but now I feel bad for
I don't.
having to happen now.
But I would.
I'd like to buy a top.
I would.
You're too nice.
Anyway, that's my answer.
Yeah, why live life in fear? Man up and deal with it.
No, I wouldn't live my life in fear. I'd live my life like
in the fast lane.
I'm a real crappy person.
What's normal?
It's just like, I know this has happened to me before, but it's just like there's this side of but if I become a normal person, it's a utopia. Everyone's living a happy life. But if it's a dystopia and I'm the ruler, I have all the power. Good, I'm gonna go with utopia. I want to do utopia because everyone's living a nice life.
Aww.
Could you repeat the question? I may have not been listening for over half of that question. I'm sorry.
Dystopia.
If you can see my face, it went narrow. Not necessarily decisions, as I know I have to think of a, and as I know probably have to have a why. I think I'm gonna go dystopia. Because why not?
Well, when you answer with a question, well, when you answer like that, I mean, how can you argue? Why not? The best answer any man can give.
That is my answer. Yep, that's my reason why. Just why not? If you're gonna do something, might as well do it. Good.
So, let me get this straight. Not to make you sound horrible or anything.
I already am.
You'd rather devoid everyone of happiness for power.
Well, who said I was gonna be happy? It's either everyone be happy or everyone go down. If we go down, we go down again. Woo!
Well, if we actually take a moment to look at the definitions of utopia.
Oh my god!
You knew it was going to come to this solve.
This is why we get sidetracked.
Utopian is a modeled on or aiming for a state in which everything is perfect and idealistic, while a dystopian is relating to or denoting an imagined place or state in which everything is unpleasant or bad, typically a totalitarian or environmentally degraded one. So you can even say that I Am Legend is a dystopian world. And so now that raises the question, I'm the supreme leader of a dystopian world. Well, what type of world, so to speak, is it? If it's one where I'm granted you say supreme leader, so that automatically denotes that it's a totalitarian. Or is it? So depending on if it's I'm a supreme leader because environmental issues and such are going where they need a leader to lead and help out with in cases of environment, then yeah, I'll be the leader. But if it's one where it's a totalitarian government, then no. I'd rather be in the perfect, boring, average day citizen in the utopian environment. So it depends on the dystopian environment. Depends if I will be the leader or not. I just did. I told you, and it's a conditional.
We were doing so. We actually. Well, that was because you were asking the questions mainly, but we had a one time we did this to where we didn't have any maybe possible no crap.
Nope.
You have the answer.
I will find
whether you like it or not is up to you. Well, no, that, like I said, it is dependent on what is happening, what type of dystopian this is, because dystopias are normally vague. Take it or leave it, because we're not going to go anywhere, and I want to keep moving forward.
I swear he does this on purpose.
Yeah. At least once in every
Just
Q&A, there is Ryan's like non-answer answer.
His famous non-answer answer.
Technically, I answered it. I'm just looking at it and splitting hairs.
There's two choices. You go down the left path or you go down the right path. You pick the red or the blue pill. There is no secret green pill.
There is no green pill.
You're not gonna get it. I told you. It depends on the type of dystopian. Depends on what it is. No, it's not. I'm not picking the dystopian. No, if it's a dystopian, it's either totalitarian or something that is environmentally bad. Like I said, I Am Legend is a dystopian type universe. Walking Dead
So
is
the
a
reason why you're not
dystopian type
picking is
universe.
because there's more than one type of dystopia.
Exactly. I'm not. No.
No, he's saying he knows what both of them are, so it depends on what it would be in actuality, not what he thinks, because he knows that there's two different types.
So I need to know what it is in actuality, and since you can't provide that answer, you're going to have to stick with what's given. No, I can't.
But actually, you kind of can if you're the ruler. You can be like, oh, by the way, our government's changed this
No,
now.
it says that I am the supreme ruler of a dystopian.
Exploding scales everywhere.
Let's not get it a landlock or headlock. Let's just move on. That's like I said. That is all dependent. No, you can't. It's the conditional. It depends on what's going on. Depends on what you're getting it. I told you it's dependent on this on the dystopian. Depends on what's going on. Sorry, you put that down wrong.
Off.
No, I think it's down pretty right. Keep going, Val. You go.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I would probably pick, and everybody's gonna be like, well, duh, the utopian universe, because then everybody's happy, everybody's equal, nobody is triggered, and everybody's taken care of. Like, I just want everyone to be happy and taken care of and supportive of each other. And when I hear utopian society, I think, once again, Star Trek, because they got rid of war and money and politics and all that stuff. And, you know, they explored universes, and the human race really made up for all the years that it was awful. So I would say that, utopian.
Like all the others.
Oh.
Oh, God.
This is playing favorites.
I don't want to lose any of them. No, I don't wanna. I really don't like this question. Because both are people I care about. Dang it. Curse these human feelings. I know, but the one is actually really important to me. You know, I'm gonna pick the one. I'm sorry, but the one is the person I can't live without.
Aww.
I'm sorry, Rich. I'm sorry. You made me choose.
You made me choose.
Remember, you did this.
You did this to me. Why'd you put it like that?
Just realized the entire time my mic is muted. Holy crap. Okay, anyway.
Don't worry, it happens to me a lot.
Anyway, I don't really have a best friend. I just have friends. So I see an issue with this question. I see an issue with this question. It's a what if now. Because because that's kind of how it is, because I really don't have a best friend. I just have friends. So I think I'll just kill that air.
Stop it.
I mean, because I'm being dead serious. I just have friends. I don't have that one where I would say is probably higher over everyone else. I just have friends. There's no such thing as a best friend or a worst friend. They're just friends. So I don't necessarily know how I can answer that question besides kill something I don't have. I mean, I'm being brutally honest there.
I wouldn't say so much invalid. It doesn't.
I mean, what
work.
if it just randomly kills the person that I actually like the most at that time?
That's kind of hard because I either hate or like everyone the same. I don't let someone think they're better than anyone else. If they do, I'll knock them down a little bit. Know your place.
Know your place.
Oh gosh, what? I forget her name.
That's helpful.
Well, it's an anime.
Oh.
Anyway.
Okay. It's carry on, Murray, my son.
That was just when you were down.
That was fast.
So, so all my other friends can live, or kill all my other friends and let my best friend live. Well, I'm kind of in a similar predicament like Salt. I have what I call close friends, and people close to me. And if that's how you define best, then that puts me in the predicament. But if they're just close, but they're not the best, then that's something entirely different. Because in a way, my life has been where I get people close, so then things happen where I'm no longer close with them, and I'm just back with the people around me. So, in a way, I've lived this scenario without the killing part. Because I have good friends and close friends, but none of them are like the best friend where I go directly to this one person every single time. So that's kind of where I stand. I know I'm not answering the question, but that's just how my life's been, where there's no one in my friends group has like that best friend title. Yeah.
This is probably the first question he actually doesn't have an answer for. That's not a contentional answer.
That doesn't last for 5 damn minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's just how my life's been at. I mean, I get close to people, and then something happens. Either we stop talking, or there's a move, and that closeness just drops. And so it's like, okay, and I just move on and get other friends and get close with them again, and then rinse, repeat.
Victory.
Move on. Not so much victory in this case, but that's kind of how it is.
I think I would go with save my best friend, because my best friend's like gonna be my husband in less than 2 weeks. And yeah, like once you get to, you know, that kind of level, like you can't imagine your life without them ever. So yeah. Sorry guys.
Hey, do what you gotta do.
I mean, I get it. Like when, like,
it's okay if I die for the cause of love.
Familiar.
Wait, what'd you say, Ryan?
I mean, it makes sense when you keep people that you're familiar with, where you've been through thick and thin. You value them more than those who are kind of just there that you know you can safely interact with.
Yeah, it's like it's a deeper level. Like today, I was having a really hard time with something, and I like the only thing I could do was go to my fiance and just be like, and he hugged me and held me and said, "We're gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You know, like your life is all right." And he made everything just go away.
Swimmingly.
And it was, yeah. And so, like, I can't imagine my life without him. So
well, yeah, and I also get where you're at too in your life, because when you marry someone or the person you're engaged to, they should be they should be your best friend. Exactly.
And I 100% agree with that, and he is like my very, very best friend. Sorry to like, you know, like cheese you guys out with some romance, but
hey,
you know,
I'm sure we've all been through it.
It's a very understandable answer. I mean,
right.
I mean, it's very similar in that to a Renegade as well. I mean, he's got someone that he's close to. I'm not going to assume, but anyways, you can't imagine a life without whoever that said person is. So, I mean, it makes sense. When you have that type of love connection, you value that more than just the everyday friends.
I mean, I value y'all a lot, but yeah.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, you're not throwing us under the bus for anything. It's just you're left with a decision. And as Rich said, this is kind of similar to the train or the trolley question. But there's actually an impact in this time versus numbers.
Right, and there's, you know, if y'all had, you know, you will eventually have that person in your life. You know, if that's what you want, if you want to be married, you will be married at some point in your life. And that person becomes your best friend and your confidant, and the person who, you know, when something really good happens, all you want to do is tell them. And when something really bad happens, all you want to do is be with them. You know, so, I mean, yeah, it'll, you know, it happens.
Oh, we're still on the Would You Rathers. I didn't even realize this.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow. You know.
What do they do? I don't trust this.
Actually, this is kind of amusing. I think this one's pretty black and white.
Listen. You can blend into the shadows or be as fast as lightning. Don't listen to me. I'm just making this up as a color. I prefer black and white. Actually, no, that sounds racist.
I wonder if I push them both at the same time, if it'll give me a...
It doesn't work this way. It's not an insect glaive. You can't combine colors. You can't combine colors for a buff.
I guess I'll push black, because it's my second favorite color.
Can I push the middle of the room?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aside and hit the blue one behind me.
Huh. This is... This is... Huh. Why? Why do you do this to me?
This one's actually pretty straightforward. I don't know what the problem is.
Yeah, this happens to be one of the hardest questions I've had to answer all day.
It's like we press the black button, 14,000 people die. We push the yellow button, 15,000 people die. Either way, a lot of people are gonna die.
Who says people are dying?
Right, when did death become the equation?
Look, I'm one of those people that imagines the worst case scenario.
You know? Just because I don't have an actual answer, I'm just gonna go with black because that's one of the colors I see on my screen.
Okay, that's an interesting reason to pick a color, but okay.
That and I can do a lot with black.
Well, I mean, I'm just pushing the button. That's
Tomato.
all I'm doing. I'm not the biggest fan of yellow, and when the moment you said black, I'm like, huh. There's no questions. Now, if it was a red button, and then yes, I would have to think a little more between black or red.
I would press the red button in a heartbeat.
I mean, it's a big red button.
No crap.
But all I'm doing is pushing a button, and there's no random gray thing attached to it. I'll go with black. Yeah, because I'm not a big fan of yellow. Now, the answer's still black, but it depends on the type of yellow. I may press the yellow, but I'm picturing.
How many kind of yellows can you have?
Have you never gotten like one of those 128 color packs of crayons?
You have no idea.
With the sharpener in the back.
Exactly.
Bro, you
love those crayons. Those crayons are
you have no idea.
Stuff.
Because now, if we're talking dark yellow and black, now that's a decision to make. I'm not a big fan of the bright yellow colors or bright colors. That's just how I roll. But if it's a darker one, then it'd be a decision.
Black or yellow? I'm gonna go with yellow because it's like sunshine.
I'm getting bullied! No!
I don't like that.
What? Oh no, this is never gonna be answered. This is never gonna be answered.
Wait, what?
Me and Salt might go together, and then Hero's gonna be like, wait, but let's think about this for a sec. And then
there's nothing to think about. Why?
There's always something to think about.
Why do you do this? Why can we switch Ryan for Valentine, please? I feel like this question's never gonna get answered now.
No, at least we can
Coaster to agreeing with this, but at least we'll see an end to the answer. God.
Ooh.
Like food-based superpowers.
God dang it, I see what he did there. He took the last questions to break us off into a team. I feel like the rest of the questions are going to be similar to what we previously answered. Fuck.
Oh, we're stuck on the Hero. Oh, we're stuck on team with Hero, aren't we?
Wait, who?
Gosh, dang it.
Whose team am I on?
You're by
You're on your own
yourself.
team. You get the easy part.
Oh, okay, cool.
Okay. Just out of curiosity, I just want to hear Hero talk about this, because he usually persuades me in a lot of things.
Because he usually
A
persuades.
lot of it depends on, like, the food. Like,
God damn it.
Like, our powers are based off of the food that we eat, or we get powers from the food that we eat?
I assume it's whatever food we want.
Carrots give you...
The powers just have to deal with food.
Carrots give you increased vision.
So what if because of what food we eat, we get a different power? I think that'd be a cool thing.
To be or not to be, that is the question.
I'd like that power. Just whatever I eat, it depends on what power I get.
I don't like that.
I'm just picturing like a Genji skin.
You know what? You know, I know this is gonna go against me, but you know, I'll push the button. I wouldn't mind summoning a random food to throw at somebody.
I wouldn't mind pushing the button because I like my idea.
I mean, who doesn't want to like just randomly summon a pizza to throw at somebody?
That's a good pizza that's going to waste.
Yeah, but
what if your power is that you can summon food, but you have to throw it at somebody?
I'll still take it.
No.
It doesn't matter because everyone has to agree on it.
Or can we just do a majority rule?
No. Why would you press it when your powers is based off of food? That's so unpredictable unless you know before.
But unpredictability is amazing!
You get to pick your power!
Well, if I pick my power, then that's one thing. But he stated that it's food-based, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't be Todoroki. I can't be half fire and ice, guys. Come on.
Live a little.
Look, put your Todoroki complex.
Yeah, but how often do you have those both combined together?
Ice cream and sriracha sauce.
No. You see the dilemma? You can't just do that. That's just a nasty combo. No, you can't.
What about my power, where it depends on what I eat, I get a superhuman ability. So I could like eat ice cream and I have the power of ice. So just like eat some hot sauce and some ice cream and then bam, I'm Todoroki.
No. You don't mix the two together.
Fine, you eat the ice cream and then you drink the hot sauce after.
No, you ruin it.
No, now I'm questioning if all these are actually things, because I feel like some idiots have actually done that.
No, I can't.
While we're on the note of food, I've actually had a hot sauce drinking contest.
Well, that's different. I'm talking about like hot sauce on ice cream.
Now, why would you do such a thing?
I mean, if I eat the food and I get the power base of the food, and I want to get certain combos, and I have to do it. No, they just don't work that way. Well, I mean,
no one said the food had to be cooked. It could be a frozen egg.
Well, see, now, if you bring up that argument in making it more of a summon type thing, well then summoning is completely different than eating it. Because if I can summon it and then make it whatever picture, then imagine having a, like, I don't know, a sausage link sword.
That's dope.
It's the based off of the food, so if it's based off of that way where it's summon and
you get to have a chicken, you get to have like a giant chicken wing as a weapon.
You could have a drumstick as a club.
Exactly.
That's already kind of a thing, but
now you see the picture. Now I think we're all understanding this question better.
Now we see the magic.
Because
do you believe in
where your food is like the weapon that you would normally summon, then yeah, I would have no problem pressing it if it's that way. But if I have to eat the food to get the power, no, I wouldn't press it.
Well, technically that's not stated, so it's always how it...
I'm just saying, like, it's like that, and if it's three of us have to agree on how, then I'll go with salts.
We just says we had to agree on the answer. It didn't say we had to agree on how it worked.
Yeah, I'm not going with salt. I'm still going with mine.
the how is crucial for me.
It's how it works to benefit you.
Well, the thing is, we all have to agree on how it works, if I'm not mistaken, correct?
No, he said we all have to agree on the answer if we push the button or not. Basically, we all have to agree to push the button, so how exactly we go about getting our answer is one thing. We don't have to agree on why we push the button, we just all have to agree on if we're pushing the button or not. Is what he's saying.
Well, yeah, well, just based on how the conversation went, it sounds like I'm pressing the button regardless of what's going on. Not so much regardless, but I'm pressing the button because I have an idea how I want it to work. Does that make sense?
I would press the button. Because my superpower would be food-based, right? Well, I love cooking, as you guys know. So, and I love cooking for other people. And if I had a superpower that involved food, I could feed the entire world. And that would be like, that would make my heart so full that nobody would be hungry.
It prevents world hunger.
So that. What?
So it prevents world hunger.
Yeah. And that's like, that's one thing that really like tears up my heart is that like, there are kids that go to bed hungry every night. So if I had the ability to have a superpower to feed everyone, like, yes. In a heartbeat.
You know, do you ever
and
have
that's
those
my
moments
answer.
when
No.
you give one answer and just like, yes, I'm gonna do this for myself, and then somebody answers just like, yeah, I'm gonna do it for everyone else in the world, and then you feel like, damn it, I'm an idiot. I feel horrible.
I'm such a terrible person. Wow, why'd I do such a thing?
So we have 1 million, but every time we die in a game, we lose 25,000. Would I push the button? So what is? So what if we die 41 times? Do we go? Do we go negative
I'm sorry,
or?
Was the question already asked? Because I wasn't paying attention.
God damn it.
Uh-huh. But you didn't specify what video game.
No.
It says every time you die in a video game, so it doesn't matter. So if you're playing Destiny, Bloodborne, and if there's some form, if there's some form of death and you die, you're gonna lose the money.
Then just play a game you don't die in.
Just don't die ever.
Get good, scrubs.
Okay. It says I have $1 million, right? Is that locked? Like, it's locked. I can't do anything with the million.
Wait, are we stuck in a video game with $1 million?
No, we're not stuck. We have $1 million, and we lose some of it. But if I invest the money, I can make it more than $1 million.
But what if this also affects the investment?
Well, see, that's the thing. It says you lose the money. That's assuming that I'm keeping it in a location where it's still just $1 million. But if I take it and I invest it and I can make more of it, then if I lose 25,000, well, that's not a big deal because I made it 2 million, 5 million, 10 million.
Okay, that's what you'll do with your money. On the second hand, I'm gonna spend it before any of it can even go away. Screw that, you give me money, I spend it. Give me 5 seconds, he'll be gone.
Because if I'm allowed to do that, if that is illegal, so to speak, then yeah, I would press the button. But if that's not the case, then no, I'm not gonna press the button.
We're pressing the button, by the way, if he goes for a maybe answer.
That's just how it works. If the money can be used to be invested, then yes. If the money can't be used, then I'm not pressing it. It's that simple. And if he can answer it, then he knows the answer. If he can't, if he's not going to answer it, then he has the answer.
Wait, Damien answered the question?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the money and spend it all before any of it can even go away.
Oh.
But see, here's the problem. It's like you have $1 million for every time you die in a video game.
And like you said, it's assuming you keep the money.
Mm-hmm.
So if I go and spend it and it's not on me, then it can't take anything away from me.
But what are you gonna spend? Okay, you know what? I'm pushing the button.
Don't
Challenge
ask.
accepted.
Okay, so I guess we would push the button.
Challenge accepted.
Okay. Okay, so I would lose. So if I were to make it 10 million, really, I'm looking at $1 million if I was to lose that much money while playing video games. You got it. Well, no, that influences heavily. That means Damien goes $1 million into the hole. Haha.
Yeah, I would probably push the button because I could give it to somebody to manage and invest, and so it would be technically out of my hands at that point, but then it could grow and I'd still be able to play video games. So
that makes me wonder if the money's attached to you holding it, or is it attached to the money?
But wouldn't you still lose $1 million?
You would lose the initial $1 million. So if you invest
You
it
would lose
first,
the initial $1 million.
So if you invest it, let's say you just make it 10 million, and then you start playing and you die and you lose that $1 million, whatever. So that 10 million that you got back, you're really looking at 9 million.
Yeah, I'd do that. I'm pretty,
Wait, so say my scenario that I spend it all, but I die. Am I in the negative now?
Yep.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's if I die, but I'm too good.
Overconfidence kills.
Plays Destiny 2, plays Raid, realize how many times you die in a raid.
Oh, remembers how many times I revived you in Salt in a raid.
What raid?
How many times that you wiped in a raid.
Oh, no, wait. We're talking about raid. I was thinking about the last Nightfall that we did.
Oh no. Oh no. Okay.
We can
withstand it, but it doesn't mean that
spontaneous combustion.
Get hurt by it. No, we can still get hurt by it. That's what I'm getting from this. It's just we can withstand it. I'm assuming, right?
Well, normally when it says withstand, you really don't take much damage or you're injured much by it. Because it's one thing if you say that you're resistant. Resistance does have a breaking point.
So I wouldn't take damage from this.
But I'm looking at also the other side of things. Imagine at work and you catch fire at work. Or even at the house.
This fight was so stupid.
But then again, if I catch fire, I can't control fire.
Yeah, you catch fire. You randomly catch fire. No, I'm too much of a hazard.
I honestly don't think... If I could control the fire that combusts out of me, then that'd be kind of cool, but... That's just... I just burst into flames at random points, then... I kind of don't want that.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, the three of us unanimously agree. There's so much there's too much unpredictability.
I think that was the quickest we've ever answered.
Well, this one was pretty black and white.
Ha, you mean black and yellow?
Black and yellow, black and yellow. What was the... Okay, like... Oh. No, I'm not a heat kind of person, so no, I wouldn't press the button. Nope, absolutely not. I can't even stand it when my heater is on, like, over 72. Like...
I'm a cold weather person. Fuck the heat.
Right?
I am too, but I'd love to control fire.
Just burn yourself in the process.
It's really not as important to me. I'd much rather have that, like, food superpower.
You can only be what?
You know, I already know this question is going to. I already know this question is going to take 10 years to answer.
No, this one's pretty straightforward.
Yes, but you're probably not going to want to sleep all day for 20 hours.
Exactly.
Yeah, and plus you couldn't get anything really done in just 4 hours. I mean...
Yes, but if you're the smartest person alive, you will find a way to get everything done.
No, the most successful people wake up early and go to bed early. They wake up earlier than most people and they go to bed than earlier people.
But who does that?
Like, you'll be surprised.
Yeah, I was being smartass.
Yeah, I mean, granted though, you learn how to manage the time. But where I like getting up early to get things going, but I only have 4 hours, that doesn't allow me to do much with other people. Yeah, just because you're the smartest person doesn't mean anything, because they still have to have human interactions. And so that's so crucial.
But 4 hours is not that long of a time.
That's what I'm getting at. That's not a lot of time to do almost anything. So I want to press it.
I knew this was gonna. I knew this was gonna happen.
I mean, I'm not gonna press it either.
I already knew this was gonna happen.
I know Salt likes to sleep. That's the problem.
I do. I really do. That's what the problem is with this question. I like sleep.
I mean,
he would do it just
for
that way
however
you can get
long
to
you
sleep,
want.
that's
You
all.
just won't be the smartest person in the world.
I mean, technically, I'm fine with little human interaction. The most human interaction I get is when I'm on is when I'm talking, aside from being at work. at work and talking to you guys, the most interaction I have. Aside from that, I don't interact much with people. So, I mean, I don't see a lot of my problem, but again, stupid unanimous decisions.
Yeah, now you know how I feel.
How? I mean, I'm not arguing against it. I'm just saying this question's not going to go forward because, yeah, that's pretty much the reason.
Now you saw how I was in a similar situation.
Yes, but see, you make everything contentional. It has to be this before it goes this, or it has to be this and I'll go this. For me, it's just straightforward.
Black and white and clear. Well, no, that's because there's not a lot of information given. That's the problem with most of the questions.
I would be the smartest person in the world, but I'd have to sleep for 4 hours, or I'd only be awake for 4 hours. Oh, then I wouldn't, no. I have a lot of communication with a lot of people, you know, like my clients, my job, my son, my family, so, yeah, no. I'm pretty okay with being the way I am as I am right now. And I'm not I'm not like the smartest person in the world. That's okay. Somebody else can be that.
Okay, wait. Now I've thought about something. You don't have to be asleep. Like, it doesn't have to be all in one... well, the awake thing. You don't have to be awake for, like, all 4 hours constantly. You can just spread it up, be like, okay, I need to be awake for 20 minutes at this time, then go to sleep, then you need to be awake for 30 minutes at this time. Or you just break it up so that you can still somehow have an ordinary life.
But that's still not an ordinary life, and that's a lot of, like... That's a lot to, like, do. Like, okay, I can be only awake for, like, 20 minutes, but then I have to go to sleep. Like, you could break it up, but then... I don't know. It just seems kind of hard that way. And I'm very content with who I am as a person. So, nope.
What?
Well, that is, if that's a possibility. Well, even the smartest people, even the smartest people in the world were limited to the technology that they had at the time.
Woo!
Okay, now there's one thing before we end this, there's one thing I am going to say. We're going to do a special episode of this, and what I mean by that is everyone is going to come up with 5 questions. It can be a mix and match between would you rather or would you press the button, or it can be some of both, but it's 5 questions in total. Everyone is going to ask their questions in the next episode, but we are going to do it in a specific order. One person will ask all 5, and the next person will ask all 5. That way we don't get confused with the order. Basically, it's going to be a mega or special episode, so to speak.
Or maybe just to help manage on time, why don't we each come up with 2 each?
3.
Well, I'm just looking
2.5
because some
This is now a barter.
Some questions
3 just seems like a normal thing.
Yeah, 3's probably better.
All depends on your question. Well, it all depends on the questions themselves and how in depth you want to go with answering the question. That's what makes some questions longer than others, and how off track we get, like with the whole Cyborg and Angel thing.
So if you keep questions simple and straightforward.
See, mine are simple and straightforward. You just want details.
No, they weren't.
You're just a complicated person on the answering. Let's just do 3, because 3 just seems like a simple number. 2 just seems awkward.
Fair enough. We can do that.
It's either 2. It's either 2 or 3, depending on the questions you come up with. How about that?
Fair enough.
So, depending on everyone's schedule, we could either do this next week or it could be a while. Further information will be given as we find out more about how everything is going to work with everybody.
The next episode, Dragon Ball Z. Oh wait.
Stay tuned for it. Salty Chillers Engines.
Yeah, precisely. Yes. Smash the like. Wait a minute, since when were you ever doing outros?
We're still in his world.
Fair point.